was a lot of wonderful things on television that we love. And so what we wanted to make sure is, one, we keep it open for everyone. And as it transitioned to digital, we make sure it's controlled by no one. That there's no single force or significant force that dominates this ecosystem.
So we've all, I think, seen the different cost waterfalls in programmatic. So ours showed an advertiser spends $1. By the time the consumer has the opportunity to see the ad, that dollar goes to 36 cents.
Well, I think there are challenges and I think there are opportunities. Yep. And I think when you talk about opportunities, that's one of the big reasons we're in this room, this great room here today. You mentioned the money flow. Sometimes as the money flows, so does the carbon.
Automation is here to stay. CTV is simply TV automated, if you will, in a very simplistic way. If it's here to stay, how can you do it better is the question.
What's special about this is that we sit in the position where, because we're the ad server, first and foremost, we see everything, right? So basically it is saying, like, we see everything because we have a measurement product. We also understand reach, frequency, outcomes, kind of three components that are very important to our customers, TV advertisers, right?
And this is what we do. We help brands tell great stories. We enable personalization. We enable interactive video. We deliver CTV at crazy scale, like hundreds of billions of impressions every year, trillions of impressions overall, all flows through our platform. And we don't just deliver it, we understand it, because we do measurement too. That's my background, that's where I came from. So we understand the reach, we understand the frequency, we understand the outcomes. And that means we have data not just at the impression level, but also the creative level. If we're doing DCO, we might have 1,000 versions of creative. We have all that data. We are literally the source of truth for CTV. So, drumroll please, we're excited to be launching Harmony Direct today. We're going to get into the real detail of that just in a second. But in extreme brief format, Harmony Direct increases working media value, increases publisher yield, optimizes the delivery path, and has a positive impact on the environmental footprint that we have in the industry. We also want to make sure that when brands are buying biddable inventory, the DSPs have the best information available to them so they can execute properly. If the information is available, buyers get the right media, sellers get premium rates for the inventory, and they optimally match the inventory to brands. And we achieve this by sending signals, performance-based signals, to DSPs and SSPs, so that they can then take the best action and they're most informed from the whole buy, not just the part that they see. And after that, then we're working on increasing inventory value overall by helping brands achieve perfect frequency and discovering new incremental reach. And we're going to be doing that by sending global exposure signals to DSPs and publishers so that they can actively manage frequency and reach on their side with a fully informed view. So that's a lot. We don't expect the innovation to stop here, but this is the Harmony product suite as it is.
So the Harmony Direct solution, we've alluded to some of it, but I'm going to talk about it in more detail. It's a direct integration from the Innovid buy-side ad server into the publisher sell-side ad server. So we eliminate those two hops. We eliminate those media take rates. We keep it on a flat CPM business model. Zvika will talk about that a little bit more. We think that's really important for the ecosystem. And again, because there's a limited number of CTV publishers at scale, we can do these sorts of integrations. And what that does is it creates increased working media for buyers, simpler workflow, and we'll hear from some of our buyers in a moment, and a more sustainable supply path. And on the publisher side, increased yield, better working media, and also sustainability. And these are the results that we saw. So on the buy side, working media increased by up to 8% for buyers. An improved workflow, those are in their words. They can stay in Innovid and set up these programmatic guaranteed deals without copying and pasting and swivel chairing. They kept their full view into reporting. So agencies buying on a direct and programmatic basis had that full view, and they reduced their emissions through the server-to-server integration by eliminating two hops. On the sell side, we saw yield increase for some publishers up to 15%. That was higher than we thought. But 5% is from reducing the ad tech fees. Another 10% are those impressions that I was talking about that get dropped for various reasons by SSPs and DSPs.
think 100% of the challenges that I heard today were human behavioral and political challenges, not technical, and all of those challenges can be overcome by bold people who can communicate.
But one of the things also that Harmony adds value for is bringing together the direct and programmatic buys.
Yeah.
Right? One of the issues right now with streaming is there's more people watching streaming than ad dollars flowing to it because dollars are still caught up in linear.
That's when we really came to Innovid as the ad server lane. It was, Innovid starts to see all this, right? And that was one of our first steps in going and saying, okay, now it's okay to have a buying strategy, programmatic, direct, IO, that's unified around something that's not a unified buying platform that can says, now we can go to people like Roku, how Roku's interesting because it's 1 out of 2 CTV impressions, and go into the walled gardens and go to Amazon and go to Netflix and go to these places and say, okay, at least we're unifying in some way that we can activate on and build a strategy that's that spans programmatic or biddable or IO or PG. Is we're doing a lot more of knowing what we want to buy and securing it and being nimble. And this tech gives us a lot more freedom to do this, but also a lot more money to do this.
I want to really summarize it in terms of to kind of explain why Harmony is such a big deal as an initiative, because it can actually make a difference. And I've been in the industry forever, in other industries that, there's a lot of talk, there's trends, but this is something that actually is a combination of software, an initiative, and a business model, I'll talk in a second, that can actually unlock this loop that we're stuck in. The key is that we're going to charge flat fee for this. So if this money goes to a $40 CPM publisher, or a $5 CPM, something on Roku or on DSP, Innovid is going to make the exact same amount of money. And that's a huge part. That means that we're not in conflict with the DSP, the SSP, the agencies, the media. To actually make it happen, we all need to play together, right? The brands, the agencies, the DSPs, the SSPs, the sellers, the publishers, to create a win-win situation. There is a win-win situation for everybody.